The Earnestly Speaking podcast is a show that is founded on free-flowing conversation and may at times venture into mature subjects. Listener discretion is advised.
Welcome to Earnestly Speaking Podcast. I'm your host, Ernest E.J. Christian, coming to you on a Thursday, actually. This is going to be a bit of a challenging episode today because I'm actually doing this episode right here beside my two-year-old son, who's beating me up right now. Sit down, son. As you guys know, sometimes when I do this podcast, I always do this show with the kids asleep, napping, whatever it may be, or late at night, whenever, not in the house. Unfortunately, today, he did not want to cooperate and take a nap. There he is, right there. See, there he is. So therefore, I'm gonna have to do the show with him next to me. We're gonna have GW Gras on in a second to talk about the rest of the happenings in the wrestling world right now going on. Yeah, now he's just my cat right now. So last night was the debut of AEW Dynamite. I'm gonna give a quick review on that real quick. It's about 5 minutes here with this. AEW on Dynamite last night. Watched it live. Really enjoyed it. I had to give it an 8 out of 10, maybe 7.5 out of 10. Obviously, there's some good things about it, some things I thought were unnecessary, but all in all, it was a good show. Solid debut. Really hoping they tie, storylines together as they go week to week. And one of the reasons why it was hard for me to invest in the product heavily, at least the first couple months of them doing a monthly pay-per-view, was because of the fact that, for me, I'm not in. For you to hook me into a show, whether it's television show, wrestling, there's got to be a storyline aspect to it. And AEW, unfortunately, because of the month to month, there really is nothing you can do until you go to live TV to do so. And now they're on TV. Now you can start tying in things between pay-per-views and whatnot. So some of the positives last night. I have 2 positives, 2 negatives really on the show. MJF was amazing. I think that guy has a chance to be one of the best, probably the best heel in the company. Even more than Jericho. I know Jericho's there, obviously the biggest heel in the company, but that's also a name status. MJF was great. Guy could definitely talk. No doubt about that. The other pro, especially too, was Tony Schiavone. Look, Jim Ross, I'm not going to say Jim Ross has lost his fastball because Jim Ross is close to 7 years old. He's older. You can't expect him to be the same guy he was in the Attitude Era. It's impossible to expect that. But when I saw that Tony Schiavone was involved in the play-by-play with Jim Ross and Excalibur, who, by the way, Excalibur's not that bad either himself. But the fact that Tony Schiavone's voice, and go back to WCW obviously, but you go back to even the early WF days for like a year when he came to the company in 89 to 90. His voice still, at his age, still pierces through, still cuts through well. It's still great, and it's still fit. Now, obviously, they'll figure out how to work it out with the who does what more, because I thought there were parts of the show where Schiavone held back to allow Excalibur to speak a little bit, to Jim Ross obviously speak. But Schiavone, to me, was MVP last night, along with MJF. So those are my MVPs for AEW last night. Good matches too. I enjoyed the match with Hangman Page and I think it's Pac. That was a really solid match, obviously. I got a couple negatives here, a couple cons here. Didn't really care. Like, obviously, I like Cody Rhodes. Obviously, he's the face, one of the faces of the company. But I feel like I watch him and I really don't care for him. Not so much I don't like him, it's just like I don't care for him being a tippy top guy. Like, to me, that should be Kenny Omega. That should be Chris Jericho. That should be a guy you're building. And my fear is my biggest fear of AEW is going to be that these guys who are also in the front office as well as in the ring, like Cody Rhodes and whatnot, are going to by default push themselves and take care of themselves only when it comes to the product, which is what WCW suffered from, and why WCW lost in the rating, which is why WCW ended up folding, and basically eating themselves alive in that aspect. So, I think it would do Cody Rhodes a service to the company that he says that he loves and says that he is committed to doing with this AEW, of course, All Elite Wrestling, by taking a step back, like lose to Jericho next month at the pay-per-view, and then kind of step back a little bit. Let Kenny Omega and the other guys. AEW's job should be to be building stars moving forward. Building stars. Because you do have Jericho, yes, you do have Moxley and all those guys, but you need to focus on building stars. And this is what WWE, this is why look, it's not, they say it's not competition, whatever, maybe. This is why WWE will remain the top company, because they already have star power. And they still know how to create stars. AEW needs to not learn to do it, start doing it. The schmoz at the end of the show was unnecessary. The schmoz was fine, but it was overdone. Was it Jake, what his name is, the UFC MMA fighter? Oh, that was a surprise. I thought it was a little too over the top. It took away from what the Moxley Omega, Moxley coming to the ring, and him and Omega get into that fight during the match, going to the back of the VIP area, and then Moxley suplexing Omega on the glass table. That was cool, but the schmoz took away from that. It really did. It was overdone. It was very NWO-ish. I didn't like that. It was too, and not in a good way either. You know what I'm saying? Like NWO when they had this Hogan, Hall, Nash being the bullies was fine. But NWO having 6, 7, 8 guys bullying 1 or 2 guys come on, it's stupid. It's overdone. It's very WCW-ish, and it's what WCW ultimately in the end. Also, the women's title match, I did not really like how that went. It was a good match actually in terms of the, obviously, you have the small Riho, the small Asian girl, and then you have the Luna Rose. I can't remember the name. I'll get these names down the road. AEW. I'm still getting used to the roster, but by Riho beating the Monster clean, you pretty much taken away building something with the other girl in the match. Making her building her up to being this big bad monster and having Riho chase her and ultimately beat her down the road. By beating her out the gate, it took away from that, honestly, in my opinion. So I didn't like how that ended, honestly. It was a good match, I thought, too, especially. So anyway, that's my 4 cents, my 2 cents, whatever you want to call it, my pros and cons for AEW. I'm gonna try to find a way to bring in more consistent wrestling content in this podcast week to week, between football, between obviously basketball's coming up, college football, and even my personal stuff. It's a lot to talk about on this show. So I have thought about actually doing a wrestling only podcast, but I don't know. We'll see how it goes. Anyway, here is GW Gras talking about the rest of the week in wrestling. Before I go, Logan, you want to say hi, Cookie? There we go. See ya. All right, here we're with GW Gras here. We're going to talk some wrestling here. G, did you watch AEW Dynamite last night?
Nope.
Do you plan on watching AEW at some point, or?
I don't know. I'm probably going to watch more NXT than AEW, to be quite honest. Yeah, no, I'll probably just watch NXT because, that's like some minor league brand. So I can see me getting more into that than AEW. I just don't really care for AEW, to be quite honest.
I can see why you don't, honestly. I mean, like I said, the show last night. I said on top of the podcast, like I think there were pros and cons of the show last night. I thought Tony Schiavone was great. Him being the they're doing the 3-man booth. They're number one. By the way, this is gonna be a little bit of a challenge today because my son is actually with me in here in the studio. So if he listeners hear a little baby starts talking like mad gibberish in the middle of the podcast, it is what it is. But
it's probably me or the baby.
Yeah, it's either your baby, my baby. I thought Schiavone being back was great. I mean, obviously him and Jim Ross share play-by-play for the most part. Jim Ross. I mean, look, Jim Ross is older. He ain't the same guy he was back in the Attitude Era, but it was still good. A lot of things they got to work on, obviously, in the show, in terms of chemistry. I thought there was some things that they did that wasn't necessary, but all in all, solid debut for AEW. So I mean, but I don't think you miss much, honestly. If you're not invested now, then there's no point in investing yourself into it.
I'm not invested. I can't see myself being invested, but I hope they do well. Like, I hope they give I mean, no one's gonna ever truly give WWE a run for their money, but I hope they pose some kind of threat.
Right?
Who won in the ratings yesterday with NXT and AEW?
Well, I haven't seen the numbers yet. I imagine NXT won that. I imagine NXT still won that because they have the name. But But again, I think this is not about, to me, and I'll say it again, this is not about competition. This is about just having, AEW they have an opportunity to build their own thing, and and to be honest with you, I think their demographics will be different. I think they can go to the places that WWE will not dare go to again. You know, not so much Attitude Era, but Attitude Era-ish. You know, Jim Ross last night dropped an S-bomb, said the word shit last night on telecast.
Yeah.
He's like, holy shit.
The way I look at it,
Yeah.
the way I look at it is like, yeah, like NXT is pretty much, I mean, say what you want, it's pretty much college or the minors for WWE, right? It's pretty much college for it. Like these guys graduate from there and they go to WWE. Like pretty much that's the main goal, so to speak. You know, and AEW to me is kind of like the Alliance Football League or XFL, and I'd rather watch a college game than that.
Yeah. And I
you know, like it's still professionals, but I'd rather see the college game of these guys trying to get to the NFL.
Yeah.
You know, like that's the way I'm looking at it.
Yeah, and I'm gonna tune every week. I'm gonna watch both. Like I'll watch AEW probably live every Wednesday, and then I'll watch NXT the very next day on the network. No big deal. I'm not gonna not watch any of them. You know, so.
I think that's the reason why I watch NXT, because it's on Hulu. It's just easy for me.
Yeah. Also,
I can always just watch Hulu and I'm fine. Like AEW, it doesn't have really. It's not. At least I don't know yet of it being streaming compatible.
I gotta check on TNT. I know they re-aired it after it finished yesterday, so we'll see. All right, tomorrow night, SmackDown on Fox debuts. They have front-loaded this thing with matches and guests. First off, The Rock is scheduled to appear tomorrow night on SmackDown, which I actually predicted like 2 days before they even announced it. Because I figured, how can you do a SmackDown debut without The Rock on there, given the word?
Yeah.
You know, it makes no sense at all.
Yeah. He even called it The Rock Show when he was wrestling.
The Rock Show, SmackDown.
Yeah, he was the man. And that was his show. SmackDown was his, so they had to have him on. It'll be fun to see him on because it's actually weird because usually when he comes out, last few times he's come out, he's gotten booed because he's gone so Hollywood, but he's been so far separated from WWE lately, I'm expecting him to give him some kind of pop.
Yeah, I think the last appearance he made on WWE television was, what, 2014, 2015, maybe?
Something like that. A long time ago. Yeah, a long time ago.
Yeah,
Because you know what? Like when John Cena comes out, he gets that 50% split of people still loving him because he's John Cena, people booing him because they hate John Cena.
He got a good one on at the Raw reunion. He got a nice pop actually. He
you know what it is? Because he wins everybody over when his ring presence and his mic skills. It doesn't matter if you hate him. He's still funny. He's still charismatic. He doesn't give a shit if you hate him. He actually loves it. You know.
Right,
so I love when Cena comes out. He's always entertaining.
Yeah. Also, I think scheduled to make appearance. Of course, Hulk Hogan, and Stone Cold Steve Austin again. Obviously, the Austin juice. The Austin juice being squeezed out to hell. Did you hear the comments he made last week on his podcast about him saying that he feels like he can go one more round?
Yeah, he better not.
I spoke about it on my podcast on Sunday. I don't want to see it. I'm sorry. I don't want to see it.
Nah, me neither. Nope, I don't want to see it.
It's one, yeah.
I don't want to see it because I don't want to see him get hurt, so I don't want to see it.
Well, that too, but also it's one thing to be Undertaker, and even though you're wrestling less than you did in your prime, you're still consistently wrestling every few months, whatever. You're used to it. Stone Cold Steve Austin has not wrestled in a ring in 17 years.
Yeah, he looks great though.
He looks amazing.
When he was on Raw, he looked great.
Yeah.
And
that's relating to rumors.
His traps were still tremendous. I think he just wakes up in the morning and just does shoulders right away, everything.
Yeah.
His traps are still huge, you know.
And
he looks in great shape. It's different being in great shape like that and great wrestling shape.
And he still, to this day, gets the biggest pop in the entire company.
Yeah, he does.
He does. It's amazing.
You know.
Of course, Hogan again.
Which is kind of disrespectful to Ric Flair.
Well,
but it is what it is.
I don't know, because I guess that's Austin's character, matches up with, with people. People relate to that. You know what I mean? But Ric Flair is you can't really relate to Ric Flair. Ric Flair is diamonds and and limousines, and you can't relate to that shit.
Speak for yourself. I can relate.
Well, that's you. You're a G. Come on now.
I can relate. To all that.
What about Hogan? Hogan was on Raw this week too. Also, it seems like he's recovered from his PR disaster the last couple of years. For the most part, anyway.
Yeah, I mean, pretty much they got swept under the rug. I mean, that's pretty much what happened. I mean, pretty much got swept under the rug, and he apologized. And you know what it is like that? This is America, where if people liked you in the first place and you apologize, they'll give you a second chance. I mean, that's pretty much what this country is based on. It happens to everybody.
Also, nostalgia always wins. You know that.
Yeah. You know, I mean, look at you, man, R. Kelly. He wrote that nostalgia card for like 15 plus years until we just had enough of them.
Oh, I gotta tell you, I'm one of the biggest Hogan marks in the entire world. But even I gotta tell you, I'm kind of over the whole. Let me tell you something, brother. I'm kind of over that now. I'm even over Ric Flair's like styling and profiling thing. Like, I don't even care for that anymore. It's just like whatever, man. I do like the idea of them having like a Survivor Series type of match in Crown Jewel. Yeah, I like that. It's pretty cool.
Hogan and Team Flair. I love it. And of course, I'm going with Team Flair because they got Randy Orton and Baron Corbin. So
I'm going to go with Hogan because it's Hogan. Although, I mean, honestly, I'm a little torn now because that reason, King Corbin's on there.
Hey, remember I told you on your podcast about 3 months ago that Baron Corbin was one of the hidden jewels that they had in WWE. I'm just glad they didn't bury him in the lineup in this whole shuffle. I'm glad he's out there again because he's the best skill.
Me too, and I'm kind of happy also too that they were actually using. He won the King of the Ring, of course, a couple weeks ago. I'm kind of happy they're also using the whole like King gimmick, like they're actually keeping it and using it, not just like, oh, you won a tournament and that's it now, and you get an award and that's it.
You know why? Because he has the personality to make you really hate it.
Yeah, like
he has the personality to really make you hate it. I think a few of them like did the whole King thing. I think Macho Man did it probably the best.
Absolutely.
You know, with the Macho King. I think King Booker was like one of the better ones. He was hilarious. You know, there was a couple of guys. Yeah, King Harley Race was great. You know, like some of them really embodied the King of the Ring. Like Stone Cold really did it. You know,
yeah,
Stone Cold didn't really embody it. Yeah, he didn't really embody it. So like, you want to see the guys who run with the whole King title for a whole year. You know, which is something Baron I think is going to do easily.
Yeah, I mean, again, and I'm bought into it, man. I mean, I don't know if you notice the theme song little modifications? Really good shit, man.
Yeah. When they cut it up, made it look more.
I love it.
Now.
It's great. It's great. No, I'm trying to find a song on Apple Music now. See if I can download that song.
Oh no, they just have his. They just have his the way it is.
I know. I figure maybe on YouTube. Check it out. Maybe on YouTube. But I do like the Crown Jewel idea. That's pretty cool. Seth Rollins and Rusev on Team 1 so far, and then they're gonna have King Corbin and Randy Orton on Team Flair.
That's a really weird Rusev angle they have going on with his wife. And,
oh my! I never saw Lana until this week. Wow.
Really?
Yeah.
Yeah, she's beautiful, but it was just gotta be uncomfortable. It was pretty intense kiss.
They had to hash that out pretty well before they did that, dude.
I would think Rusev got to be kind of cool with Bobby Lashley.
Yeah, I mean they're making out, dude.
Really cool.
They're making out, dude.
Yeah, that was full blown making out like high school type of shit. You know, like that was intense. So. And
that's kind of stuff. I mean, honestly, that's the kind of stuff I want to see. Actually, like if you're gonna do like you know, relationship issues, that kind of thing. Like the Kanellis thing is stupid. It's gotten dumb now.
Yeah, it is stupid.
It's gotten dumb now. Like, oh, who's the father? Like we know Mike is the father, man. Stop.
Yeah, exactly.
Like, stop. Like, what are you trying to prove here?
Yeah, and it's like, is he just a jobber? Is that really what it is? He's just going to be a jobber?
You know, dude, I honestly believe that, and maybe it's because they signed a contract after she, maybe because they signed a contract before they announced she was pregnant, and maybe because Vince and the writers are kind of fucking them right now because of it. But what did they do wrong to Vince and the company, man? Because, I mean, it seems like they're getting slaughtered in storylines now and getting buried for the most part.
Yeah, it was a stupid storyline, and then it's Ricochet's baby. Oh, this one's just stupid.
The worst one by far was when 2 weeks ago when he faced Ricochet after the gender reveal party, and Ricochet was supposed, and then Ricochet beats his ass and wins the match. Like, really, dude? Like, come on.
And once again, WWE has Ricochet, and they're losing steam with Ricochet really quick.
Well, we'll see after this draft. Maybe they'll repair that. Maybe this is why it's important to do the draft. We'll see.
I'm telling you, the thing about Ricochet that's going to hold him back is that he sucks on the mic.
Well, a lot of guys. There's a lot of great legends that sucked on the mic, but see, Bret Hart wasn't great on the mic.
Bad,
Bret Hart, well, yeah. But Bret Hart wasn't good on the mic for a long time.
See, but he wasn't great, but he had that catchphrase, and that's all he needed.
That's.
I mean, really, that's all he needed was the catchphrase.
Shawn Michaels.
The best ever will be, like, and it was cool. Like that was his cap he needed. Like, if Bret.
Yeah.
It was boring, but Ricochet just comes off like an 18-year-old kid, and it's just kind of annoying.
He looks like you.
Whatever.
He does. Not Victor Cruz, Ricochet.
Could be word.
Yeah, good looking dude. Yeah. So SmackDown. Back to SmackDown real quick. Obviously you had the WWE title match between Kofi Kingston and Brock Lesnar. Dude, by the way, Brock Lesnar destroying the Mysterios on Monday. I actually enjoyed that. I loved it.
Yeah. I didn't understand it, but I loved it because I'm so tired of Rey Mysterio. I hate his son, and I'm just waiting for his son to betray him. I think we're all waiting for his son to beat the shit out of his father. I think we're all waiting for that. But even then, like, Rey Mysterio on the mic was always bad, too. That's another guy. Yeah. See, like, that's why it makes sense that that's Ricochet's, like, hero, because they're both super uber athletic, terrible on it. Rey Mysterio was always bad on the mic. Always.
Yeah. I enjoyed it. By the way, they brought back Pyro to television, and I kept rewinding the intro. I love Brock's intros. I love his entrance to the ring. Like with him, and you see Heyman walking out like a bully, like Paul Heyman is walking out to the ring. With his
little George Jefferson gun and throw.
Yeah, exactly. No, but I love watching Brock, and he does his little move, and then the pyro goes off, and then dude, I obviously he's a heel and all that, and what he did to the Mysterios was pretty bad, but I enjoyed it, man. I thought it was great.
It's funny the fans liked it.
Yeah.
Even when Brock beat the living crap out of Seth Rollins, which I tip my hat to Seth Rollins on that, because that was just taking bumps like nobody's business.
Yeah.
Like Seth Rollins went to it. Like when he was getting F5'd on the chair, F5'd on a ladder, like he was taking his shots.
Yeah.
But like the fans love that shit because fans are sick people.
That said, I don't see a scenario where Brock is not the champion after Friday night.
Yeah, I want to see Brock as the champ again because it's just I know what it is to be like to give the face the belt, but the company runs better when a heel has the belt. It just does, and I understand you want, especially now with social media and stuff, you want your champion on a picture every day with the belt, but it's like, I don't know. I think the storylines run better when Brock literally is the hardest person to beat and he's the bad guy you all love to hate.
My only fear, G, is that if Kofi loses the belt, my fear is he doesn't get a chance to do it again, like to get the belt back, and and I don't know.
No, I'm with you. I'm with you on that.
That's my fear.
And you know what? And credit to you, because talking about Seth Rollins in turn of Kofi, you brought up months ago that Kofi was having a more impressive run, and now it seems like WWE kind of realized Seth was fighting nobody. So now they have Seth fighting people every week, and now he's got to fight Bray Wyatt, which we'll talk about. But it's a matter of I like Kofi's championship run. I think Kofi's run out of shit to say though, because Kofi just kind of repeats himself every week now.
Yeah, I mean, look, from a creative point of view, like Brock is the best option to have for him to win. Although I will tell you this though, I could see an angle where Kofi wins because the Mysterios get involved in this match tomorrow night, might get distracting Brock or something like that, and he gets he gets pinned. But other than that,
what I could see is one of those things where Brock beats the living crap out of Kofi, right?
Yeah.
Like Kofi tries his best, Brock beats him to a bloody pulp. Brock leaves the ring first. Kofi gets up and the fans cheer him and thank him. Like that's what I can see 100% of the fans love him. Even if you're tired of his run, you love Kofi Kingston. I can see that happening, and then and Kofi probably having beats for the AJ Styles tiers of guys. Which AJ Styles I think is a top tier guy, but they're kind of putting him lower tier teams right now to put guys over, and I can see him beefing with those guys. I would love to see a Kofi and Ricochet beef.
Yeah, but
I would love to see something like that.
Face. I mean, I don't know. That could work. But I mean, I know how the fans got to choose which babyface you like. That's the only problem there. No, but I ultimately.
But I'm with you though. I don't think he gets the belt ever again though.
I hope I'm wrong. I want to be wrong, but I don't know. You know,
I can't see a scenario where they give him the belt again. Like, especially because they gave him a great run. He beat Samoa Joe, he beat Randy Orton, he beat AJ Styles. Like come on.
Yeah, exactly.
It's a ridiculous run. It's a ridiculous. And I really thought Randy Orton was going to get him. I really did. And it was a clean pin. Like, Randy put him over again. Like, I was like, wow, this is insane. You know, but whatever. It is what it is.
Yeah. Kevin Owens, Shane McMahon, ladder match. The angle's gotten kind of weird now with the lawsuits, and if Shane loses, he's fired, and all this crap. Look, I think Shane's going to take a break from the company anyway, probably most likely. So I think Kevin Owens wins this match anyway, regardless. I mean, there'll be some gaga with this match, I'm sure.
Yeah, this is a match I really don't care about. This is once again the McMahon stretching out a storyline when they really don't need to.
Yeah.
You know, I agree with you. It was stupid with the whole fine and everything like that. Owens wins this match, no problem.
Yeah. What do you think about Finn Balor returning to NXT?
Yeah, I read about that. That's interesting because I was always wondering about that. You know, because we keep on saying how crowded the WWE roster is. And I think a guy like Finn going to NXT for a little bit, I think that works out perfectly. But it's kind of a shame because I wanted him to join the OC just because those are his boys. But I guess that's not going to do that.
Happen. I mean, the NXT brand is being used as the equal to Raw and SmackDown, I believe. So, and it can happen.
Seems that way.
And it can happen.
Seems that way.
So what we have confirmed right now for the Hell in a Cell, we have obviously the main events. We have the women's title match. You said there was New Day against Revival again.
Yeah, which I hope the Revival wins.
I think they won't win. I think New Day's had they've had the title 6 times already as it is, and I don't know. I think you get more juice when the heel is a champion and the face is chasing. You get more juice out of a rivalry. So I see Revival win that match.
And honestly, like I don't know. I mean, I like the New Day, but I think if with a New Day loss right here and Kofi Kingston losing, this is your opportunity to split them up and see what the hell happens. You know, because I really think Xavier Rhodes will be a great heel solo guy.
I think Big E also. Big E's a little more animated, so maybe. Right,
I think Big E is too. See, like Big E wouldn't make it because he's more the comical guy. No one's gonna take him seriously as the big guy.
Right.
You know.
Right.
Like, he's just gonna put people out. I think Xavier Rhodes as a heel was gonna be great if they want to go that route. Like, I would love to see Xavier Rhodes and Kofi Kingston beef. Love it. And I think those two being friends, as close as they are, will put on an amazing show.
The question is, how do you pull that off? How do you, split them up? Like, what angle do you use? They're so tight.
You can use the age-old jealousy angle. You know, you can use the age-old jealousy angle. And not for nothing, Kofi never gets that championship shot without the New Day.
That's true.
The New Day had to go through a gauntlet, in order to put Kofi in it. So that could always be it too. Xavier could always say, if it wasn't for us anyway, you would never even start your run. Which absolutely true.
Yeah. I'm with you. Okay. I'm on CBS Sports.com right now. I'm gonna bring up the card. His computer will cooperate with me real quick. So you said New Day and Revival. That's the one match. Another one confirmed. Let me see here. Why is it not working? I don't know. And one library too on top of that. Let's talk about Sasha Banks and Becky Lynch real quick. I could see Sasha win this match. I could see it. I don't like. Okay, and I commented on this on Twitter on Tuesday. I don't like how they've used her recently. In other words, they made her look so weak. Like, all of a sudden she's scared of Becky Lynch now. She runs away from Becky Lynch.
Yeah.
Like, it's kind of weak. I mean, she comes back with. I don't know, man. I don't like it.
That to me, that's almost classic heel shit, where the heels just only want to hit you from behind, and then when you show up, you run away. I mean, that's heel shit right there. I've had mixed emotions about this whole beef because I love what Becky Lynch represents to WWE. I love her whole brand. I think it's one of the smartest and fresh in years. And I think she is a great person to be the face of WWE. I think she's great for it. I love her. I fell in love with Becky Lynch in this whole thing. But Sasha is one of those people, man. She could carry a match with literally anybody. I think only her and Charlotte have that ability right now in the women's ranks to carry a match with everybody. And Sasha is the one, and Becky Lynch said it. Like, Becky Lynch said when we were all in NXT, it was supposed to be you, and you dropped the ball. You know? You know when they do these shoots and stuff, there's always truth to it, because that adds to the storyline. And Sasha was Triple H's pick. Like, Sasha was Triple H's one that he was like, of course he's always going to love Charlotte because he's friends with Ric Flair, and Charlotte is the quintessential superstar in that division, but he wanted to push Sasha so much. There's been times behind the scenes that Sasha, Triple H is Sasha's side, and this man is in the corner of like an Alexa Bliss title run, which I like Alexa Bliss too. I'm not saying anything like that, but it's just that Sasha's been the one that when it doesn't go her way, she does take her ball and go home, so to speak. And I like the fact, but they put that into the storyline, and I like the fact she's living up to it. You know, she's like, yeah, like F these bitches, like I'm the shit. You know, I have emotions with this match, man, because I want to see Sasha get a title.
You did, although you did say.
So I really think of Becky loses Bayley.
When we did the preview for the last review, which was not SummerSlam, it was Clash of Champions. You said that you want to see Becky without the title, see if she can still survive without the title. I'm on that. I'm with you there too. I want to see how she does without the belt. I mean, granted, she definitely legitimizes the belt. You can tell that everywhere she goes, that belt's with her, on her shoulder, on the waist. It doesn't matter. I do want to see her without the belt.
And her little pose, like, on top of the ramp when she just holds the belt up, it's adorable. You know, like, I love her. Like, you know, but like I said, all the greats were able to prosper without the belt. And you saw it with Rock, saw it with Stone Cold. You saw it even with John Cena, saw it with Macho Man. You saw it with HBK. You saw it with Undertaker. These were greats that didn't even need to be the main event, but their star never dropped. Their star never fell, and eventually 4 months down the line, they were back in the title picture. You know, and I think Becky could do that. I really do. I mean,
Charlotte's been doing it. She's been doing it, and she's still,
Yeah, exactly. Charlotte's been putting girls over. People don't want to admit that. Charlotte tapped out to Sasha. She's lost to Bayley. She's tapped out to Becky. She's lost to Asuka.
Yeah.
Like, she's putting people
and by the way, the whole thing about Alexa Bliss, like, I love her also too. But, between her, Bayley, the four horsewomen, Alexa seems out of place. Like, she's tiny, number one, but...
Yeah, and that's actually a legit beef that Alexa has. I think Alexa's only really cool in real life with Charlotte. She has a legit beef with the other three because they always kind of bullied her and shit. And they pretty much, especially Sasha. I mean, these are all rumors that I've read over years. That especially Sasha, like, they didn't like the fact that Alexa was getting pushed because she looked like a Barbie doll. You know, and Alexa took offense to that, you know. So, and not for nothing, Alexa is always on TV. Even when she was injured, she's on TV. None of those other girls get that.
Real quick,
only she.
Matthew, you don't care about, obviously, Drew Gulak and Leo Rush.
How many times you gotta mention this dude? I don't care.
Hey, I don't book the shit.
How many times you gotta mention this dude? I don't care.
Yeah.
But who is he playing? Who is he playing? Leo Rush?
Is he an NXT guy
I thought Leo Rush was fired.
So,
oh, well.
He was the one that was promoting Bobby Lashley. He was like Bobby Lashley.
Oh, he was the one that was promoting Bobby Lashley. He was like Bobby Lashley's manager for a little bit. I think he got fired.
So Gulak wins because I
about
never named
WWE for a couple of weeks.
This one's gonna be fun. These guys wrestled us a couple weeks ago. Shinsuke Nakamura and Ali. Ali's fucking phenomenal in the ring. I do love Shinsuke though. I like him even more now with Sami Zayn. Like, I think Sami Zayn, and I got into I got into a discussion with my buddy Mike on the podcast, Mike Renier, on the podcast Sunday. And while he likes Sami as a advocate / manager, he does think that he's being misused and should be in the ring a lot more, which I agree to some extent. But I don't know. I like him being the talking piece, the mouthpiece for Shinsuke. It's great. I love the angle.
Yeah, I'm cool with the angle right now until they find something for him. He's always got to latch on to somebody, his character, Sami Zayn. He never does well by himself. Like, he was great when him and Kevin Owens were out every week. I loved it, you know. When him and Kevin Owens just being, like, kind of just jackasses to everybody, I loved it, you know. And now he's being the mouthpiece for Shinsuke, which is great because Shinsuke, you know, he lacks the ability to really communicate with the fans. So you have a heel like this to, like, speak for him. I think it's great. At the end of the day, I think Ali, as great as he is, he's a really good wrestler. He's entertaining as all hell.
Yeah,
he's just really a glorified
awesome
jobber.
intro, though. Awesome introductions in the ring, though, every time.
Everything about
Yeah.
him is awesome. Like, really,
Yeah.
he's a great in-ring performer.
Everything about him is awesome. Like really, he's a great in-ring performer. He can wrestle with anybody. I think him, Cesaro, these are just glorified jobbers. I love Cesaro too. I think Cesaro's tremendous, and they just,
Imagine doing a podcast right now with your 2-year-old son grabbing your mouth. You need your mouth to talk, buddy. I can't talk when you grab my mouth. You know what I mean? Come on now. All right. I didn't see this. We're getting a rematch. Bayley and Charlotte Flair. Rematch.
Yeah, I'm so done with Bayley. Charlotte better.
I'm so done with Bayley. Charlotte better this one. I cannot stand.
I have to be honest though.
Useless.
I gotta be honest though. What they
All
did
the
with
women on that roster.
She's a heel.
I think it's corny.
I think it has gone over. She's getting more reaction now.
I honestly don't even
She's getting
think
more
her
heat.
as the heel has gone over.
You can hear it.
I don't think so. I think people are booing because they just don't want to see her, EJ. I don't think it has anything to do with what she's doing in the ring. Terrible. Terrible. She's the only reason why she's getting pushed is because she's part of the 4 Horsewomen. She's one of Charlotte's best friends. The only reason why she's always on TV, she's terrible. Her mic skills are awful. She's the only one in the 4 Horsewomen with awful mic skills. Her finisher is the stupidest finisher of all time. That belly to Bailey crap.
Leave her alone,
It's the
man.
dumbest finisher. How is that
You'll
knocking
hug her.
somebody out?
If you met her, you'll hug her. Stop it. If you met her, you'll hug her.
How is that knocking out?
You wouldn't hug her?
No, I would not. There's a million other girls in that roster. Let me say, I actually watched. You know what's funny? You asked me if I watched NXT or AEW, right? And I told you no. You know what I watched today when I was driving to work? I watched episode 1 of this season of Divas. That's what I watched. I liked it. I mean, and the only reason why I watched
By the way,
it
you're
is
welcome.
Sonya Deville.
By the way, you're welcome.
I love Sonya Deville. You know, and she was actually in it a lot.
Welcome.
She was actually in it a lot, Sonya Deville.
The network.
So,
You're welcome.
what, you mean you're welcome?
I think Charlotte wins this one.
Yeah, I think enough is enough. She's put over enough people. She's got to, give her 10th run, and just let her rock it, man. She deserves it. She puts in a lot of work. And I think she looks the best physically that she's ever looked. I think she's in amazing shape. And just enough,
All right,
enough for
Roman
Bayley.
Reigns
I'm
and Daniel
so
Bryan
done with
teaming
Bayley.
up against Eric Rowan and Luke Harper. I will not rule out Daniel Bryan, screwing Roman Reigns in the end. Although, I don't know. You're starting to get a little bit of that babyface treatment again. People saying yes in the crowds, as you saw on Smackdown last week. I don't know. Well, I think that the company's trying to decide whether to bring back the heel, back as a babyface again. I don't know. Although the heel things work pretty well, though.
I kind of hope you're right though, and Daniel Bryan just pulls the okey doke because I love Daniel Bryan so much more as a heel than I do a face. I think he's great as a heel. Yeah, I think he's tremendous as a heel, and if he pulls this okey doke and has these two Harper and Rowan with him, I think that's a great tandem. Yeah, I mean, I would like to see that and keep stretching this beat for Roman Reigns because you got to add some more validity to Roman Reigns before you
I think they would have doing
in the big
and you've seen this done all summer long. The mid-card Roman Reigns in a way to build him up slowly, and hopefully by the time we get to Mania next year, he may be ready for a title match of some sort.
They gotta build it up.
Yeah. If Daniel Bryan goes heel again,
they gotta build it up.
right now he's a babyface. Right now, in this little moment here, this reminds me of The Rock in 1998, where he was a heel for a whole year, but then he started getting all the steam he started getting all this support from the crowd that he turned to babyface naturally, and then they screwed Austin and basically made Rock the corporate champion and made him a heel again. So I can see that kind of. So there was a template for this, by the way, for the record. And Rock holds that template.
And I thought that was the smartest thing they did because I thought Rock as a heel was the greatest thing. Even though Rock as a face was still equally as great because he was hilarious, But yeah, I thought that was great. Like, remember I told you I thought they kind of screwed up with Elias though because Elias was a bad guy. He became a face, just never changing his personality, and then they totally just changed his whole gimmick up. And then he got injured, and now he's just, I don't know, Elias is lost in his shuffle now. Alexa's another one. She never changed who she was. Fans just liked her.
Yeah, Elias has been, Yeah,
She
Eliza's
never
been gone
being
since
a little
the King of the
brat.
Ring.
She's still a little brat.
I know, it's the same. And before that, though, he was
Yeah, I know. It's a shame. And before that, though, he was losing steam anyway. He was losing steam before that King of the Ring
Shane.
tournament started, and that's when they
We're
put in,
putting Shane.
what's his face? Little dude. You know. Shane. Yeah, Shane. And, oh, yeah, that's right, with Kevin Owens. That was that whole shit part. Yeah, but, like, he was losing steam anyway, Elias. You know,
All right,
he
finally,
was-
we have the Universal Championship. Seth Rollins, Bray Wyatt. I love what they're doing with this angle. It's making me respect Seth Rollins even more. Hold on. You don't like Bray Wyatt? Okay, you can sit down then. You gotta go. Get up. There you go. On podcast. This is live on the podcast. Do what you want. Go outside. Okay. Let me hold you? Alright. You like Seth Rollins? Okay. Seth Rollins, Bray Wyatt. Love the Firefly Funhouse. I do think, though, this match is going to be the end of the Innocence for The Fiend. Because now he's doing an actual... This is only his second match. Since, he did the Finn Balor match at SummerSlam.
Yeah.
Ever since then, he's been, either attacking guys from behind or doing Firefly Funhouse. This is pretty much the end of this right here is the end of the Innocence.
Yeah.
I think the Fiend's going to win this match. I think the best option is to give him the belt, because the minute Seth Rollins beats him clean, you just diminished a big character. It kills the image.
It's over.
So the only chance you have of building on this at this point is putting the title on the Fiend or Gaga. More Gaga. I mean, which maybe Fiend wins with disqualification or some shit. The same way Sasha Banks and Becky Lynch turned out the last pay-per-view. I don't know. Yeah.
And the same way Kofi and Randy did on the first go around they had. Yeah, I'm with you. Like, it makes no sense to build up the Fiend like this for 2 or 3 months and have him just lose. It makes no sense. Like, really doesn't at all to build him up like this. Have the fan base behind him. Sell the merchandise like you are with him right now. He's one of the top selling merchandise guys right now. I don't think there's a way. I think you got to give the Fiend the belt. And Seth, and maybe Becky and Seth both have to go on there. Seth to me is not an intriguing champion. I'm sorry. He's just not. Yeah, I understand his work ethic. I understand he works well with everybody in the ring. He's not, he's a company guy. He's Triple H, one of Triple H's guys. And he just doesn't do it for me. He doesn't. Like, a Seth Rollins match is never the main match for me, except for this time around, and has everything to do with Bray Wyatt.
There's no option to get the Fiend. Again, there's too much risk at getting it out of not getting to the Fiend, and you kill that character. You might as well just go back to Bray Wyatt and the Wyatt family. Honestly, at that point, I mean, seriously.
I kind of thought there was going to be a reunion.
I kind of thought there was going to be a reunion with Rowan and Luke Harper coming back together, and Braun Strowman losing to Seth Rollins and still having a beat for Seth Rollins. I really thought the Bray Wyatt family was going to come together under the Firefly House, somehow, but it didn't happen. It's just cool that.
I mean, don't rule it out. Don't rule it out. Anything can happen at this point. Anything's up for discussion. Especially with the draft coming up next week too.
Yeah, that's what, like Braun Strowman is not scheduled to fight anybody.
So Fiend,
I
right?
wouldn't be surprised.
Okay. All right, G. Well, enjoy SmackDown tomorrow. We'll probably check in next week or two because it's the activity now. Wrestling is crazy now with the new schedule. NXT, AEW. I'm watching too. There's so much going on that we're gonna have to probably do more of these pods. So.
It's getting out of control.
Hey, I'm here for it, man.
It's getting out of control.
Fuck it. You got it, brother. Take care.
All right, DJ. I'll talk to you next week.
Thank you.